Good to see you again, Judah. How have things been going this past week?
Pretty good, Pastor, pretty good.
And by that you mean?
Well, I made it through the week without any major difficulty, but I must admit, I still keep thinking about Joseph.
And what goes through your head when you think about him?
Well, we've talked about it before.
Yes, I do remember, but I also believe it helps to name things and get them out in the open.
Well, I think about how mean I was to him when he was a kid.
So you are upset about what you did?
Well, that. And how I just thought of him as an obnoxious little twit.
And was he?
Well, yes. Yes, he was.
Was what? Remember, name it.
He was an obnoxious, irritating little know-it-all, and I just wanted to pound him most of the time, but no matter what, he always came out smelling like a rose and the rest of us got in trouble.
Have you ever told him that?
No. Instead, I just ended up saving his behind when my brothers wanted to kill him.
And how do you feel about saving him?
Well, it was the right thing to do. In spite of him being obnoxious, I kind of liked the little guy. I felt sorry for him in a way. He always seemed to get in some sort of trouble, but then, things always seemed to work out for him.
I notice you haven't mentioned his name.
Joseph. His name is Joseph.
Okay then. What can you tell me about Joseph?
Well, after I saved his bacon. Sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
Well, my brothers and I sold him to a traveling caravan going to Egypt, but at least I stopped them from killing him.
And then what?
Well, I heard he landed a sweet job as the head of household until the lady of the house put the moves on him, and when caught, blamed it all on him, and then he ended up in jail.
That must have been tough.
Except for him, wasn't long before he ended up the head of the jail.
But, he was still in jail?
Yes, but before long, he did that dream thing that used to irritate us and ended up almost in charge of whole darn country. And then years later, when we went looking for grain to feed our families, it ended up being him who ended up giving us the food we needed.
Who? Remember name.
It ended up being Joseph who saved us.
Did Joseph forgive you?
Yes, Joseph forgave us.
Then maybe it is time you had a talk with Joseph, explained your feelings, and why. And forgive him for being, as you say, an obnoxious twit. Then maybe you can forgive yourself, and move forward, and see yourself also as a blessed child of God.